So my name is Elise. I am the head of publicity at Marissa Peer, and I'm also an RTT therapist. I'm so excited that you're all here today. So as you're coming in, because I can see a few of you are now, just tell me, you already know the drill, don't you? Just tell me where you're from and I'll give you a shout out. So we've got Croatia, Malaysia, Sweden, the UK, Wisconsin, Surrey, USA, South Africa. Oh gosh, there's lots of you coming in now. Lithuania, Ireland, Germany, lots of you. So we've obviously got a truly global audience. So welcome everybody. So you're here today for not just another webinar. And I know if you watch these webinars, I say that every time, but it's always a unique and very special experience with Marissa every single time. So welcome. So some of you here today might be already, know about Marissa's work. Maybe you know it through RTT, or maybe you've done one of her personal development programs, or maybe you've read one of her books, just in the background here, just handily there. But some of you will be completely new to Marissa's work as well. So I would love to know, how much do you know about Marissa? So if you're brand new, just pop new here into the chat. If you know Marissa from RTT, pop RTT. Or if you know about her through her personal development work, maybe you've done I Am Enough, just pop it into the chat. Wow, you are on fire today, guys. New, RTT, new, PD, books, RTT, new, Mind Valley, brand new. Loads of new people. That's really lovely to see you. So welcome everybody, because you're in exactly the right place and you're in for an amazing next 90 minutes. So let me tell you a little bit about what you can expect from these next 90 minutes. So today, Marissa's going to talk about wealth, money, and abundance. And she's actually going to talk a little bit about how thinking more positively around money just isn't enough. And you're probably on this webinar today because you're like, no, I've done the affirmations, I've done the positive thinking. Where is that wealth and abundance that I want to welcome into my life? So Marissa is going to tell you a little bit more about how your subconscious beliefs might actually be the thing that's holding you back with that really lovely relationship with wealth. So you're going to experience a live transformational experience with Marissa, one of my favorites actually. She's going to talk all about money mindset and take you through a money mindset vortex as well, which is going to help you to boost through all of those limiting beliefs and open your heart and your mind to wealth and abundance. You're also going to learn a little bit more about how you can continue this work if you wanted to with Marissa with her brand new Upgrade Your Life program. And she's also going to be available as well for a Q&A at the end. So if you have got any questions as we're going along, just pop them into our chat. Our lovely team behind the scenes are keeping track and sending them on to me. So send all your burning questions into the chat and myself and Marissa will answer them later. And I know that quite a few of you probably joined us for the last webinar where we talked about Upgrade Your Life, but actually we wanted to do a second chance webinar because ultimately we ran out of slots the last time we did for booking calls for people who were interested in Upgrade Your Life. So we decided to do a final chance webinar, and that is what it is today. But anyway, I'm going to hand you over to Marissa in a second. She's going to take you through an amazing session. So just relax, unwind, open your heart and your mind to wealth and abundance as I introduce you to a lady who needs no introduction. In fact, it's the wonderful, the incredible Marissa Peer. Over to you, Marissa.
Gosh. So we're here today to really not have a talk, but to understand why you have money blocks. And many people do. They say things like, well, I can't ask for money. If I have more, someone else has less. People don't like you if you have money. When you have money, you never know who your friends are, and so on and so on. And your relationship with money is formed amazingly before you are 7 years old. So I'm going to make this interactive. I don't want you to just listen to me talk at you for half an hour. I want to work with you. I want to find and uncover and get rid of every money block you have. I want to get rid of them completely. I was just talking downstairs doing a masterclass with my students about being a speaker, and I was saying, only 15 years ago, maybe less, I was speaking and I got paid £300. I was speaking at school leaving events. And in December, I spoke for Google and they gave me £50,000. So in 12 years, I went from £300 to £50,000. That's a big leap. How did I do it? Well, one of the things you must understand is if you're wanting to have more money, if you're wanting to create wealth, it's not about can I be rich, it's can I create value? When I went to speak for Google, they decided I was worth every penny. In fact, when I finished that talk, they said, hey, can you go and speak at Google Ireland? This was at Google Singapore, Google San Francisco. They were so thrilled. They said, this is the best talk we've ever had. You're the best speaker ever. You've really helped motivate our team. We want to book you for every Google. So before you think about how much money can I make, I want you to ask me the question, How much value can you create when you can see yourself as a person of value, huge value? You are able to earn more money, to create higher fees because you're of value. And not just with money. In your relationship, you must believe I'm a person of value. In your friendships, with your family, I want you to start labeling yourself, identifying yourself, telling yourself, I create value. I'm worth it. You see, your money success comes down to something interesting. It's called mindset. 80% of your wealth comes from having what I call a wealth mindset. And a wealth mindset is actually an I'm worth it mindset. So we're going to be doing some interesting things here about I'm worth it. But I want you to do something. I want you to help me, and I want you to help everyone else in this group. I want you to put in the chat bar your money blocks. What were you told about money? Don't ask. I see that all the time in a shop. A mum says to her kid, you can have a candy bar. And they come back with a huge thing. They go, oh my God, who do you think you are? That's so greedy, put that back. But they said to the kid, pick something. They didn't say pick something little. And then we get this tremendous shame. And how many of us heard this thing? I want, never gets, don't ask, never show me up. I don't have anything. Don't ask me in a shop if you can have something, because I can't afford it and it's embarrassing. So our parents get angry or upset, or even cry when they can't find the money. One of my clients said, every term at school, we'd get a little letter saying there's a swimming trip, a trip to the zoo, and I never even got it out of my bag. I knew my parents didn't have the money, so I didn't even bother because I didn't want to upset them, embarrass them, hurt them. So there's a feeling of shame if I ask for money, or I'm scared of upsetting my parents or making them angry. People won't like me if I have money. I got to pretend. One of my clients told me that I have to get a piece of paper to show you this. Her grandmother only liked her. And she'd come to the house every Saturday and she'd fold up a $10 bill like this and say, don't let anyone know you have that money. I only like you. I don't like your sisters. Just you to hide it, hide it. So every week she got $10. She hid it. She goes, I could never spend it. And in fact, I felt great shame about that money because she said, I don't like your sisters. I only like you. She had a different father, by the way. And she said, I never enjoyed the money. And now here I am all these years later, I'm ashamed of money. So sometimes we're going to go back and I'm going to tell you some stories about this. But first, I want you to put in the chat bar, do you have limiting beliefs about money? Do you believe if you have more, someone else has less? Do you think if you have money, people won't like you? Do you say things like money is the root of all evil? Doesn't it say that in the Bible? No, it doesn't. It says the pursuit of money at the expense of everything else is the root of all evil. So I'm going to just I'm worried about money from 5 years. There's not enough. Money doesn't grow on trees. Do you think I'm a bank? I don't know. I don't know how to find the money. I can't find the money. Don't know where the money's coming from. I can't find it, but no one finds money. I wouldn't go, hey, my gas bills come in. Let me go for a walk and find the money. I go, okay, I got to create a product. I need to do this. When I was a single parent, I raised my daughter alone and I had enough money. I was very successful. I had enough money to live in a nice house. My daughter went to private school, but this is all very expensive. And there's only so much money you can make when you're trading hours for money. So I could see clients. It was very important for me to work from home. I wanted to be there for my daughter, but I needed more. I wanted more. I wanted to be abundant. I wanted her to go on holidays and not go, well, school fees or holidays. I can't find the money for both. And so I had to ask myself a question, well, how can I create more? And I suddenly thought, I could write a book, and I did, but I was using my brain in a very particular way. I wasn't saying, oh, where can I get the money from? I can't find, there's not enough money. People with money don't have friends. When you have money, you never know who your friends are. It's lonely at the top. It is not lonely at the top. I've been right to the top. I've been to Richard Branson's island, had a lovely holiday there. I've never met in my entire life a less lonely person than Richard Branson. His children have houses on his island. His friends, always loads of people there. He's very generous with his time and his money. So let's look at the money is evil. So I'm going to ask you a question. Who told you that? I want all of you, as you write out these money beliefs, and please write them out for me and for you. And as you write them out, I want you to think of a question. Who told me that? Where did that come from? Who told me you can't have it? It's rude to talk about money. People don't like you if you have money. A fool and his money are easily parted. When you have money, you never know who your friends are. When you have money, you don't have a life. If you're successful, something has to give. You can't have it all. You can't have a career and be a great parent. If you have money, people don't like you. If you have money, people try and take it off you. So I'm really interested to look at these money beliefs, because I'm going to do something with you in a minute that's going to get your brain to repattern itself. And some people will say things like, well, people like us don't have money. Or even worse, good people don't have money, spiritual people don't have money. You know, some years ago, John and I met a girl, we knew her, and she was very, very ill. She had a very severe illness, and we wanted to raise money to help her. So we raised a lot of money. And when I went to give her the check, she said, I can't accept it. I want you to give it to someone more deserving than me. I'm like, well, who could be more deserving than you? You're a beautiful person. You've got this terrible illness and you need help. We've raised all this. And she said, no, 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 I want you to give it to someone else more worthy than me. I said, darling, let me just have a little conversation with you. Where does this belief come from that someone else deserves it more than you? And she said, well, funny you should mention that. My dad was a missionary. He's just an American girl, and we lived in Africa. And he told me every day, you must never have more than the poorest person, ever. So I never had Christmas presents or presents because I mustn't have more than the poorest kid in the village. These were very poor African kids living in rags, so I couldn't have anything. And if I did have something, I was made to feel very guilty. If I had a little necklace, a pair of shoes, I was made to feel so guilty. And I believed that I was a bad person. And that's where this belief came from. It was really interesting that this belief that, oh, I mustn't have this check to pay for my health. Someone else can have it, but I don't deserve it. And then I was having a dinner party in my house, and this girl came to cater it, and she was really amazing. The food was incredible. And I said, oh my God, this is so good, you should have a restaurant. I had a restaurant, went completely bust. Why is that? She goes, I don't know. I've had a restaurant, it went bust. I've got a catering company now with you, but I'm not making any money. I just can't make money. I said, where does that come from? She said, well, you know, it's really funny. She was Indian, the food was Indian, incredible. She said, every summer we go back to the Indian village. And on my first trip ever, my mum, as we were leaving, took my doll off and said, give this to this little girl in the village. She's got nothing. So I cried and she said, don't you dare cry. You have everything. She has nothing. Give her your doll. And don't make a fuss because she has nothing and you have everything. So I gave her, but my doll was my baby. I loved it. The next year, she did it again. I had to give away my teddy. And by the third year, I thought a thought, if I have nothing, you can't take it off me. So I'm not going to bring any toys or any nice stuff with me ever again. I'm going to leave all my nice things behind and then you can't take them off me. So this was the belief, if I have nothing, you can't have it. And we're going to talk about some of your beliefs. I want never gets. I can't afford it. We can't afford it. We can't pay the bills. There's not enough to go around. I was told I'm not worth it. You can't have it. Other people have it, not us. Those people don't know they're born. People like us don't have money. Money comes from money. If you're not born with it, you'll never have it. If you have it, someone will take it off you, and so on and so on. And hundreds of responses. Someone said, Mike, we lost everything due to communism. And I was scared if I got it back, we'd lose it again. My dad could afford to pay my tutoring, but he wouldn't do it. He said it was money down the drain. And also parents who have it won't spend it on you. That's a weird thing too. Money blocks, I'm not worth it. I have to work with toxic people. There's never enough. Money is scarce. You must work yourself to death. So I want you to do something. I want you to, whatever you've put in here, money doesn't grow on trees. I can't find the money. Money slips through my fingers. The more I have, the more I lose. There's not enough money to go. And I want you to write it again. I want you to change the word money for energy. Where does it sound? I want you to put energy doesn't grow on trees. I can't find the energy. People like me never have energy. I run out of energy by the end of the week. I don't know where to get the energy from. People don't like you with energy. If you have energy, you'll always be alone. People who have a lot of energy don't have any friends. It's dangerous to have energy. I want you to think of all of these things, and I want you to just change the word money to energy. and just read it over and over again. Oh, I'm so glad you're not my little cat. She's the sweetest thing. There's two of them, another one somewhere. Wherever I go, they just come with me because I rescued them from the street and they feel they're worthy of everything now. So when you put in energy, you start to, oh, when you have energy, you never know who your friends are. Energy is a dirty word. And see, if you say things like dirty money, rich bitch, fat cat, look at these people. They are disgustingly rich, obscenely wealthy. These people have a frightening amount of money. They were talking about you. Then what you're saying is money is a bad thing. And what your brain says is you don't want it. So if you ever use the rich bitch, fat cat, dirty money, filthy money, obscenely wealthy, disgustingly rich, frighteningly wealthy, then you're telling your brain that you don't even want it. So as you change the word money for energy, just tell me how it feels. You might think this is a bit of a silly thing, but you see, your brain is very patterned. The brain is heavily patterned. It likes good patterns and bad patterns. And when you're born, when you were in the womb, here's the thing. It was always 75 degrees. You had 24 hours and someone was always there. So when you were born, you had a belief, well, someone's always there and food's always there. A baby isn't born thinking, I better not wake my mum up, she's exhausted. Shouldn't really feed every hour because it's a bit greedy. You know, my daughter's just had her second baby and he's feeding every hour and he's one of those babies that sleeps all day and wants to be up all night. And he has no idea that that isn't okay. Because in the womb, he had 24-hour room service. My daughter was always there, could feel her heartbeat, and it was always warm. So that's his belief, and it was yours too. It was like living in the four seasons. You were born with a belief, I can have whatever I want. I can be fed at 2 a.m., 5 a.m. I can throw up if I don't like the food. I can refuse stuff. So here's a question. Where did that belief go? You had a belief once that you could have anything. If your mother spent ages making you sprout and you just spit the whole lot out. Where did that belief go? What happened to you? So think about that as we look at this and tell me, as you change the word money to energy, gosh, so many messages coming in. How does it feel? Because you're beginning to understand that it's not about money, it's about value. And, you know, when I was a single parent, before I became a very successful therapist, I was doing okay, but we didn't have spare money. And my daughter said, Mommy, are we rich? And I go, darling, we're so rich. We are so rich, so wealthy. So I never said we had money because actually I had enough money, but I didn't have any spare money. I could pay the mortgage, pay the bills, pay the school fees, run the car, run my office, but there was really not much left over. But I never said that. I said, we are rich, we are abundant, but I never said we have loads of money. I said, we're so rich, so wealthy, so abundant, over and over and over again until it became true. Because whatever you focus on, your mind goes towards. And here's the thing, and it's such an important thing, your brain looks for evidence. It's an evidence-seeking machine. So when you go, oh, I never have enough money, I can't afford it, it looks for proof. But if you say, I'm rich, I'm abundant, it looks for it goes, yeah, of course you're rich. Compared to someone in Mexico or Jamaica or something, you're rich, you're very rich. You start to compare, you look for evidence, yeah. And, you know, you've got a home and you've got clothes and you've got food. So you need to give it good evidence. And when you change the word money for energy and keep saying that instead, you realize that you're giving your body the wrong evidence. You need to say, I am a person of value. I am abundant. I'm so rich. You see, you know, I took my daughter to feed homeless people one Christmas. And it was a time when I didn't have spare money. But when I came home, feeding these, I walked in the door, I felt like a billionaire. I thought, my God, I've got a bed. I've got heating. I've got food in the fridge. The evidence is in my brain, my God, you're so rich. You're so wealthy. And if you see, I've just come back from Sri Lanka. When you see people begging on the street, you think, wow, I'm so wealthy. Here am I getting a driver, getting a car, staying at this amazing lodge, ordering lattes every day. And these people are serving me. And I was looking at the wage and they said people earn $5 a day. I'm like, wow, they must think I'm a billionaire because to them I am. And of course, we're very generous with our tips. But, you know, when you can create some evidence, look and think, yeah, I'm wealthy. And I learned this from a taxi driver one day. I was in a taxi going home, and he said to me, do you know, I'm the richest man in the world. He said, I've got the best life. He said, every day I finish work at 3, I go to my house, my grandchildren come, I sit in the garden with my wife. I am the luckiest person in the world. And this was a cab driver who felt wealthy because he worked his own hours. Every day at 3, he was finished. He was in the garden with his beautiful wife, his beautiful grandchildren. And he classed that as being wealthy beyond belief because he was giving his brain evidence. So what kind of evidence are you giving your brain? And what evidence would you like to give it? Because I'm going to do some evidence with you. How many of you here are givers? You give of your time, you give of your skill, but you find it very hard to ask for money. A lot of people who are healers and therapists and carers give, but they don't receive. And other people take. They go, no, I can't tip, and I've got to hold my money very tightly. You can give to me, but I can't give back. So are you a giver or a receiver? Most people find it easier to give than to receive. Some people just take. But a lot of people, most of them give. And you see, there's no balance when you give. Nature requires a balance, giving and receiving, receiving and giving. I give these little cats that I found in the street food, and they give me so much. Wherever I'm in the house, they come and sit with me, they lie with me, they give back. People say to me, Marissa, you give so much in your career, but you know what? That's not true. I get so much back from people like you that's easy to give because I receive. Well, let's try a little experiment. I want you to just take a breath in, just breathe in and breathe out. That's it. Now I want you to practice being someone who is a giver. I want you to breathe in and I want you to exhale for 4 minutes. Just breathe out. I want you to give all that breath away. Exhale. Keep breathing out. Do not take a breath. Just exhale. Give that breath away. Keep giving, giving, giving for 4 minutes. Just breathe out. Do not breathe in. Just breathe out. Be a proper giver. You've got another 3 minutes to go to keep exhaling. Just exhale. Give all that breath away. Imagine everyone needs it more than you. Give it to everyone in the room, in your community, and then give your breath away. Be a giver. We're only 90 seconds in. We've got another 2.5 minutes to go. But if it starts to feel really painful and horrible and unnatural, which it should, because you shouldn't just give. There's no balance. If it feels unnatural, I want you now to take a breath in, breathe in, that's it. Lovely breath in, and I want you to keep it. Be a taker. Keep that breath for 4 minutes. You know you can hold your breath for 4 minutes. So, because I'm talking, hold that breath. In fact, take in more air. Take everyone else's air because you need it more, and be a proper taker. Hold that breath for 4 minutes. Hold it, hold it, hold it. We're not even a minute in, so keep holding it. Be a taker. Keep everything. Don't give, just receive, take. And again, when it feels horrible and painful, which it will, even after 90 seconds, although you've got 2.5 minutes to go, we can end this early. Breathe out. And now here's the balance. Take and give. Receive a breath. Give it away. Receive another breath, give it away. The first thing you did as a newborn baby was to take a breath in, and the second thing was to give it away. And that is the balance you must have in your life, giving and receiving, receiving and giving. And it works like this. I am giving of my talent and receiving a fantastic paycheck. I'm giving you my gift, my skill, my time, and you're paying me well because I'm a person of value. I'm giving you my gift. I'm giving you my skill, I'm giving you myself, but you are giving me a paycheck, you are paying me. I am receiving and giving, giving and receiving. And it may be that you do a trade. I mean, I remember somebody years ago asking me for a session. She had no money at all. She was a gardener. I said, that's fine, you could do my garden. I gave her an amazing session. She did my garden so beautifully. It was incredible. So it isn't all about money, but it's trading again. You are a person of value. If you give and do not receive, you haven't got value and you haven't got balance. And nature insists on balance. If you receive and don't give, you also don't have balance. So I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to say, I'm a person of value. I want you to say it over and over again, not once, not twice, maybe 7 times. And each time I want you to state it. Don't mumble it, state it, affirm it, embody it. I am a person of value. I give value, I receive value back. I'm a person of tremendous value. I give value, I receive it. I want you to say that over and over again. Start now and keep saying it over and over and over again. I'm a person of value. I give value. I receive value. I have such balance of giving, receiving, and giving. I give of my skills, and I'm very well paid for it. And as you say it, I want you to put your hand on your stomach and really notice how you feel. Keep saying it. I'm a person of value. I offer huge value. I get back value. I give and receive value. As you say this, 4 things are going to happen. It doesn't matter which one. The first is, oh, wow, I love this. This feels great. I'm going to do it a lot. But the second is, Marissa, my eyes are pricking with tears. I feel really sad because I don't believe it. The third is, actually, I feel a bit angry with you telling me that because it's all rubbish. And the fourth is, this is just silly old woo-woo. But I got news for you. Silly old woo-woo, which means you're dismissing it, is actually quantum physics. Quantum physics, the most reliable science in the whole world, says this. We all have an energy. People who can't receive money have a low vibration. It's down there on the floor. And people who believe they're worthy have a high vibration. And when you can change your vibration, you can change your entire life because you have an energy body. Money is energy. Giving and receiving is an energetic thing. When you ask and receive, it's a good energetic match. When you say, well, this is the fee, the investment to work, people say, I want to pay it. It's a great energetic match. When you say, oh, I don't really want to say how much it is. I'm going to mumble out the side of my mouth. I'm going to go, well, it's a lot of money, I know, but, or people say, well, I couldn't possibly afford that. Then this is a low energetic match. So if you like it, that's great. If you feel sad, angry, or super dismissive, that just means one thing. This is not yet familiar to you, and that's okay, because you can make it familiar. This is not hard. It's not difficult. It is unfamiliar. So say it again and again and again until it's familiar. Write it on your mirror, write it on your fridge, write it on your underwear, and marker pen if you want to. Make your passwords to your computer. I'm a person of value, or just the initials, IA something something V, or just the word value with some squiggles and characters so it's secure, because you're going to saturate your brain with this message. I am a person who creates and receives tremendous value. And of course, the brain will go, well, that's not true. But eventually, because you keep repeating it, you will run out of objections. You'll let it in. And you'll start to find evidence that you are indeed a person of value, that you were born with a belief, I can have everything all the time. And what happened to that belief? So little experiment we're doing about breathing in and out, changing the word money for energy. But I want you to do something else. I want you to really think about this. I want you to write out a statement, and it's this. I want you to write out in the chat bar so you can help me and I can help you. What would you have to believe about you to create tremendous wealth? What would you have to believe about you to create tremendous wealth? Please write that out. And while you're writing it out, I'm loving the things you're writing. By the way, moderator, could you make sure you screenshot this whole chat bar, because I really want to read all of these, but there's hundreds of them coming in. And I'm looking at, someone said, it's easy to give, it's hard to receive. No, darling, it's not hard, it's unfamiliar. Never say it's hard, say it's unfamiliar. Unfamiliar, the brain hears, but it's going to be, when you say it's hard, it's always hard. When you say it's unfamiliar, the brain knows, but it will become familiar. I was looking at something the other day. This used to be the most familiar thing in my pocket. And now I have no idea how to use it. It's a BlackBerry. But when I got this became unfamiliar. I wouldn't know what to do with this. I could charge it. I wouldn't know what these things mean. I know that means dial and that means hang up. I don't know what to do with this because it's no longer familiar. I know what to do with this because this is familiar. So you can make anything familiar, doing the plank, sticking a needle in your stomach if you're taking peptides, sticking some silicone in your eye, or believing you are worthy of abundance and wealth and riches, and it's familiar, and you're a person of value. So people are saying, I feel guilty of receiving, it's hard to receive. I want you to stop saying the word hard and say, it's been unfamiliar, but you know what? It's going to be familiar. I'm making it familiar. If money isn't familiar or love, we will reject it until we decide to make it familiar. I'm an overgiver. Okay, so I want to look at some of the questions. When you put in, what would you have to believe about you to live abundantly, to create wealth, to be a person, to have money? What would you have to believe? Sorry, I'm having to scroll through. Let me see. I'm allowed to receive. I'm making it familiar. I deserve it. My experience is valuable and of use to others. I'm worthy and deserving. I'm worth it. I deserve it. I'm worthy. I have the motivation. So here's another question, almost the same. What would you have to believe to struggle with wealth your whole life? What would you have to believe to always struggle? What would you have to believe about you? What would you have to believe? As someone said, well, people like us never have money. I wasn't born to have money. I like these. I have to believe I'm smart enough. I'm good enough. I'm responsible enough. People want to pay me. I'm clever. I deserve it. So you're really spot on here. You are absolutely getting this right. It's your money mindset, what you think you are worth, what you believe you're worth, the value you can create. And because you were not born with this discomfort, these people, when they've said, I find it so hard to receive. Here's something to let you know. That was learned. No baby says, gosh, I can't receive breast milk, or don't give me a bottle, or I don't deserve you looking at me. I'd look at my little girl's crib when she was a little tiny thing, and she'd kick her little legs and smile at me. She never went, oh, don't look at me. I've got a fat stomach. My nappy's leaking. My nose is running. She just expected to receive love. So your discomfort about money is learnt. And today you're going to unlearn it by saying, I'm making it familiar. Here's another great thing to say. Write it down, please. I am reactivating, remanifesting, regenerating the wealthy beliefs I was born with. I'm reactivating, regenerating, remanifesting, even recreating the wealthy mindset I was born with. Write that down and look at it every day. And remember, you were born certain you were worthy, you had value. So I love the things you're saying. I'm worthy, I deserve it. And now when we go to the other thing, well, I don't deserve it, people won't like me. And you see, we make our beliefs, and our beliefs turn right around and make us. So you make your beliefs. Your beliefs make you, and here's something called confirmation. I'm looking now for proof of what I've chosen. If I have a belief, only people with money have money, only people who are born to wealth have wealth, money comes from money, I've made that belief. It's making me, and I'm finding proof everywhere I go. Oh, well, they were born to money. They were given that because they inherited, they went to private school, they were helped. But there are people all over the world today who've got a computer and taught themselves something. Who would have thought that having a little furry thing to hang on your handbag would create $1 billion? A drink called Prime would become massive. That buying smelly old secondhand trainers, selling your clothes on Vinted. Who would have thought? You know, my grandmother couldn't have believed that people would buy water or even yogurt. To her, that was just sour milk. So it is not true that money comes from money. It's true that if you have an idea, if you can create something and take it to market, you can have wealth. And here's the thing I'm going to help you out with. What we love to buy is something that makes us feel good. If you can create a product that makes someone feel good, my friend created period pants. She ran a marathon. Her sanitary wear leaked. She was so upset. And she created period pants and became a multi-millionaire. Her name is Nikki, and she deserves every penny because she created something of tremendous value, period underwear. It's amazing. So you have to wire this into you. Can I create a product that people want to buy them? That's for good. Can I tell an emotive story? So I'm going to quickly take you through the M's. I've written a book called M for Make. It's all the M's I had to do to make it. The first thing you have to do to make money is to have a mindset that says, I'm worth it. I'm a person of value. And again, I want you to say it and say it. It might feel odd. It might feel annoying. It might feel sad. It might feel unfamiliar. But if you keep doing it, it will feel very familiar. So your first M, 80% of your success is having I am worth it mindset. I deserve it. And I'm a person who gives and receives phenomenal, tremendous value. Wire that into your mindset. That's your first M. Your second M is something I call mastery. Master yourself. If you want to write a book, you better learn to be a speaker because you're going to have to talk about your book. Publishers won't give you a book deal if you can't speak, if you can't go to book signings. If you're a therapist, you need to learn to go on to social media and talk about yourself. So master how to tell an emotive story, how to talk to people, master yourself, master your skills, learn to speak, learn to write, whatever skill you have, master it. We're so lucky you can go on YouTube and you can find hundreds of tutorials to teach you how to do your own PR, your own marketing, your own speaking, your own product development. The next M, of course, is message. Who's your audience? You know, I had a message as a therapist, and my message was, I can make you feel better in an hour. Maybe you've gone to therapy for 10 years, come to me once, and I can change everything. And I believed in that message. And my market was very much people who were in a lot of pain, physical pain, emotional pain. So who is your market? And what is your message? And by the way, if you could put a promise in your message, like books that I can make you thin, I can make you happy, I can make you have like thin thighs in 30 days, buy this product, you'll have beautiful skin and look 20 years younger in a week. People love to buy a promise, especially a promise that says, I can make you feel good. The next M is called manage. Manage yourself and manage other people. The best money you will ever spend in your life is buying someone else's brain power. And if you can't afford that, get an intern. So manage yourself, manage other people. And then we have another M, which is so important. It's called motivation. Today, so many of us work from ourselves. We work and we're waiting for someone to go, hello, motivation is here, but that never happens. Motivation is not there when you need it. You have to learn to self-motivate. It's a required skill. And by the way, you go, okay, I'm really not in the mood to write that copy work on my book, workout. I'm going to do it because when you start, then motivation appears. So you must never wait for motivation. You start and it will join you. And then another M, a very important M, is your money mindset. You're going to have a business, hopefully, or excel in your career, but you have to have a relationship with money. I like it. I do beautiful things. So let me help you have a good relationship with money. Get a pen or go to your phone. I want you to write out all the good things that would come from you being wealthy. Whose kids would you put through school? Whose mortgage would you pay off? Who would you help? You know, I was in Sri Lanka last week with someone I know who's put a little hotel, and he said, this whole village, I've got them all employed. They're all working as cooks, cleaners, suppliers. It was a little fishing village, and he's really the only hotel. And he said, I've given this village a lot, and it's a wonderful thing. So whose lives could you improve? If you make the list really long, and then when you've finished your list, go to the other side. What's bad about money? People might not like me. I won't know who my friends are, but make the good list so long that the bad list, oh, well, you never know who your friends are. Somebody might mug you for your watch. Make that small. And if you keep looking at your list, the big list has to counteract the small list. And now we're coming to our last M, which is that magic word called manifesting. I'm going to manifest money. I'm going to sit here and go, Om Shanti, and it's just going to fall out of the shower head. So I'm going to tell you the truth. First of all, you only manifest what you think you're worth. That's what you never manifest what you want, you manifest what you think you're worth. So we're going right back to the first M. Mindset. I'm worth it. I'm worth it. I'm a person of value. You cannot manifest wealth until you have worked on your mindset and dialed into here and here. I deserve it. I'm worth it. I do beautiful things. The more I have, the more you have. The more I have, the more I share. The more I give, the more I get. The more I get, the more I give. I give and I receive value. I give value, I receive value. You've got to work on that. So you will only manifest what you think you're worth. And when I had you say, I'm worth it, and asked you if you felt tearful, angry, dismissive, or happy, I just want you to make that so familiar. You manifest what you're worth. Manifesting requires really hard work and application. And the last bit about manifesting is you cannot manifest wealth from a place of scarcity. If you have scarcity beliefs or habits, it's hard to manifest. So let me ask you, and do tell me in the chat bar. This is a scarcity habit. I've kept this BlackBerry. Why have I kept this? Well, I've kept it as a demo, but if you open your drawers, how many leads and chargers and batteries and stuff have you got in there that you're never going to use again? Stuff that you will never, ever use. How many products do you have in your bathroom that you'll never use? How many clothes have you got in your closet that you're never going to use because you're keeping them just in case? Just in case I become poor, then I might have to wear those clothes or use those products. For women, how much old makeup do you have? How much food have you got in your fridge and your pantry that's out of date or that you're just never going to use, but you're keeping it just in case? Because this evidence-based robot is going to look at all this stuff that you can't let go of. You're holding on to it. That's a scarcity belief. And now we have scarcity habits. I can't tip. I can't turn on the heating or the air conditioning. I can't let stuff go. So one of the rules of the mind, my book's disappeared. I have a book called Your Mind, Your Rules. And it talks about money blocks and how when you say, so this is you moving forwards, I want wealth, but you never know your friends, or you're now driving your brain. It's like driving your car in 2 lanes. I want wealth, but my life would not be my own. My time would run. I have no free time. I'd always be working. You never know if people don't like you. So you have to take away the but and say, and I want wealth, and I'm going to find a career where I can still see my kids, be an amazing therapist, be a writer, work from home, be a marketer. I want wealth. And is there anyone in the world who's wealthy with loads of friends? So many people. Look at Ed Sheeran. He's employed his whole family. Carly, well, I've forgotten her name now. She's done them, the Osbournes. They take everybody with them. There are many people who've got loads of money and are not lonely, are happy and people like them, so many. So every time you're about to say, I want, but, I want you to change the word to I want and. And even I want you to say, I require, see, the word want comes from lack. I want food, I want money, I want love. I require, I require love and I'm going to go and get it. I require more money, I'm going to get it. So instead of saying I want, but, you're going to say, I require and. I'm going to give you a couple of handy hints here. I require and, I require wealth and to be a great parent. So I'm going to be like that Emma Grede. She's got 4 kids, she's very happy. Stella McCartney's got 4 kids. Her husband worships her, they've been married forever. And she's got a great business. There are lots of men and women who've got it all, a beautiful marriage, children, a career. So every time I say, I want, but you change it to I require and. Who's done it before me? I can do it to I require and. And never say it's hard, say it's unfamiliar, but it's becoming familiar. So I could talk to you all day about money blocks, and we spent a good 45 minutes really teaching you that all these blocks are in your head, the glass ceiling, the floor. These are in here. There is no floor. There's no ceiling. You know, I come from a little village in Cambridge. My brother and sister went to private school. I went to the local state school. I was the girl least likely to. And last year, I stood on stage with Anna Wintour. I stood on stage with, is it Carrie Bradshaw, Candice Bushnell, who wrote Sex and the City. I've stood on stage all over the world with amazing people, Jay Shetty, Jim Quick, Vishen Lakhiani. And I think, wow, I was a girl from a village in Cambridge who went to a state where my brother and sister went to private school. I didn't. But it's never where you've come from, it's where you're going. There is no floor, there is no ceiling. You can create phenomenal wealth. And when you do, make sure you do good things with it, share it, do a lot of good with it, a lot of good. And remember, if you know in here and in here that you're a person of value, you can create it, you can generate it. There are people who've come from nothing at all. Eminem lived in a trailer park. People peed on him. His mother gave him Valium. People shut him in a locker. He's amazing. Rihanna came from a little island and had terrible migraines, and yet she's incredibly successful. There are people all over. Adele, never met her dad. J.K. Rowling, living in a one room, couldn't even put the heating on, had to go to a cafe and write Harry Potter because she couldn't afford the heating. It's never where you come from, it's where you're going. And remember, your potential expands as you move towards it. It doesn't contract. You don't know what your potential is because as you go to it, it expands. I want you to expand and not contract. When you say I require, you expand. When you say I want, you contract. When you say it's hard, you contract. When you say it's unfamiliar, you expand. When you say I want, you contract. I require is expanding. I'm making this familiar. You can have an amazing life. You can have it all. You can even have it all the time. Wealth, riches, love, abundance, a great career. So Elise is going to come on and tell you about her journey from having MS and being kind of broken to having everything. And we're going to tell you about our brand new program, Upgrade Your Life. Every week, we do a particular topic, money blocks, wealth blocks, success blocks, love blocks, relationship, health blocks. There are so many, but you can get them all out of your life. You can let them go. This proof-making experience looking for robot is yours to shape and change. And change isn't hard. It's actually really easy. So Elise is going to come on and tell you a bit about Upgrade Your Life. We had the first one yesterday. It was amazing. I was coaching people and changing their life in 10 minutes. And if you join, that could be you. And I'm also going to stay on and do a live Q&A. So I want you to write down your money questions, your wealth questions, or any questions. Don't go away. I'm here live to answer them all. But Elise, over to you. And while Elise is talking, I'm going to be reading because I love reading your questions. I love answering. I love helping people. So Elise, over to you, darling, while I read these questions.
Thank you so much, Marissa. I mean, how amazing was that, guys? But imagine doing that with Marissa every single week for 12 weeks. And that's what I'm going to tell you a little bit more about, because I'd love to tell you a little bit more about her brand new flagship program, Upgrade Your Life, because it is just absolutely fantastic. So if you really enjoyed that, if you felt like that was resonating with you, if you feel like, yes, I've just got a mini taster of transformation there in just 40 minutes with Marissa, you can have that every single week for the next 12 weeks. So I think the wonderful George behind the scene is going to bring up some slides and I'm going to tell you more about this amazing program because it's the most personalized program that Marissa has ever built. And it's going to rewire every area of your life. So not just wealth and abundance, but health, relationships, everything. So it's really going to help you upgrade every area of your life. So I think the slides are just appearing on screen now, and I'm going to just tell you a little bit more about it. So yes, 12 weeks, it's a 12 module course, a full curriculum covering everything from confidence, relationships, wealth, health, purpose, and it's really going to help you rewire all those beliefs. So today you're all talking about your wealth and abundance blockers. Well, Marissa's going to talk you through all areas of your life and what those little subconscious beliefs might be holding you back from or stopping you from living your very best life. So you're going to get that weekly coaching live with Marissa as well. So that's 9 live sessions of coaching, but also 3 live RTT sessions, which I'll tell you about in a moment. Like I say, covering every area of your life, and every session is also going to be a live Q&A with Marissa as well. So you can ask all of those burning questions in real time. 3 live RTT sessions. So if you've ever joined one of these webinars before and you've had a taster of Marissa's RTT transformations, you'll know that it's just truly amazing because a lot of what we do is we get to the root cause of what it is that's holding you back. What are those subconscious beliefs that are holding you back? And Marissa's going to show you how to rewire and recode your mind for success to help you move forward. You're also going to get access to the hypnosis audio and meditation library. So these are lots of Marissa's audios that she's put together through a 40-year career that are going to install new beliefs between those sessions. So that's your homework, so that each week's change really holds in, solidifies, and becomes permanent within you. You're also going to get access to Marissa's new AI. So this is kind of like a Marissa in your pocket. It's not a chat GPT. It's based on 40 years of all of Marissa's work, which she's just condensed into this amazing new tool. It's based on 40 years of her methods for RTT, coaching, everything. So you're getting free access to that as well. You're also getting access to masterclasses and workbooks, so real deep dive trainings with Marissa and expert guests as well, and short focused exercise that turn that insight into lasting change. Because sometimes you can listen as much as you want, but like Marissa says, you need to have that action. So you're going to get the motivation from the sessions, and then you're going to go straight in and take that action. And you're also going to get access to a private group as well, so an exclusive community of other people who are on this journey with you, where the breakthroughs happen and friendships last. And trust me, they do, because I've been part of Marissa's programs. That's how I started and why I'm here. I did her I Am Enough program many, many years ago, and it changed my life. It really did. But this just blows everything else out of the water. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more, because the reason we did this webinar today is because ultimately we did one a couple of weeks ago and we just ran out of slots for people to book their calls to find out more. So Marissa was really keen to say, right, I want more people to join on board, because we had lots of messages from you saying, I want to jump on board, but I couldn't get a call. That's why we've done this webinar today. So you'll see that I've got a QR code on screen here, and there's one on the slide there. So if you do want to book your call, you can just get in and you can scan that QR code and book that call now. But let me tell you a little bit more about the very special offer today, because we were going to cut this off last week. But like I say, so many people reached out to us and said, I wanted to book a call and there wasn't any. And so we wanted to extend that offer because we felt it was only fair to do that. So for all of you who've joined the webinar today, we're going to keep that lowest price that it will ever be. So you can join at 40% below the standard price. It's for you guys only, for pioneers only, and it only runs until the 23rd of August. I've just been told in the background as well. So once the 23rd of August comes, ultimately the price is going to go up. So the full investment for today, if you're booking today, booking your call today, is going to be $2,997. And after the 23rd, it's going to go right up and the full investment will be $4,997. So it really is worth booking your call today. You're going to get such immense everything. Imagine your life transforming. Imagine yourself 12 weeks from now. You've worked direct with Marissa. Over those 12 weeks, you've been part of her coaching, you've been part of RTT, and you've just released all of those limiting beliefs and you're living your very best life. So again, you're going to get access to the full I Am Enough course as well, which in itself is around, I think, $297. Sorry, I've just seen it on screen now, but yes, $297. And that's the one that I did many years ago and got so much out of. And you're also going to get access to Marissa's lifetime all access pass, and that's yours free. It's usually $147 a year. And it's basically Marissa's full library of hypnosis audios, her courses, her meditations, and you get to keep that forever. And I know Marissa mentioned we already started. Yes, she did her very first session yesterday, which was absolutely amazing, just so, so beautiful. But you will get access, instant access to the replay from that one, and access to all the modules as well if you sign up today. So book your call, speak to the team. There are payment plans available as well, but they will be able to tell you everything that you need to know. So if you have still got further questions, me and Marissa are going to do a Q&A in a moment. But if for any reason we don't get to your question today, our wonderful team will be able to answer everything. So scan that QR code. It's on my screen here and it's on the main screen as well. Like we say, this is only until the 23rd of August, and that is absolutely the cutoff point. Like I said, the only reason we've done this extra webinar today is because we just got lots of feedback from people saying they couldn't book those calls. So we've extended out those calls, we've opened up everybody's calendar, and the team are waiting to speak to you. And they're a wonderful team as well. So if you are one of these people like me, who's like, I don't want to book a call because I don't want people to try and sell me something, or they're not like that at all. They're going to just answer any questions you've got, talk you through any payment plans, and just make sure that this is a brilliant fit for you. But trust me, This is the most amazing program I've ever seen. And I've been working in the coaching world for quite some time now. And I've never seen anything like this because it combines Marissa's amazing, powerful RTT with coaching as well. And you're getting that time with her. She's never done this before. So you're going to get those 12 weeks with Marissa. So scan that QR code, join today. Like I say, this offer now absolutely ends on the 23rd of August. We wanted you to get this extra chance. So book that call. Payment plans are available. And plus, as well, what I should say is spaces are limited. So Marissa doesn't like to take on huge numbers of people for these. So we have limited the number of spaces that we have. So if you are thinking, I want to do this, now is the time. This is a sign. If you were like, I was going to do it last week and then I didn't get around to it, this is your sign now because this is going to be the last week that you will get that pioneer price. So if you want that 40% discount, scan that QR code, speak to our amazing team. But I'm going to bring Marissa back because we've had lots and lots of questions. And thankfully, the lovely Catherine and Carmen behind the scenes have been keeping me right and sending me some because I've been trying to scroll it and keep on track. But yes, Marissa, I'm going to bring you back just for some questions because we've got quite a few. So if you don't mind rejoining me.
I'm here and ready to
Okay,
answer all your questions, whatever they
great.
are. Just busy reading some now.
Okay. So we've got a few questions here. One of the ones, and I've seen lots of similar questions like this as well. What can I do with the money I already have? How do I expand it? Because I have money, but how do I expand that?
Of course, if you have money, you need to invest it. You want to put it in something that has a return. Don't just leave it in the bank. I think you should put your money into thirds. One third, of course, is for your bills, one third is to invest, and one third is for expenses. If you have enough spare money, you should invest a third, use a third to pay for it, but another third should go for experiences. Don't just put it away. Buy yourself something amazing. I'm trying to think of when my husband and I took a train. We took a cruise down the Nile in Egypt for our honeymoon. It was amazing. Went on a hot air balloon. We went to Norway in the middle of the summer when it's like 24 hours a day. I like to buy experiences, whatever they are. Some are expensive, some are not. Sometimes it's just going and hanging out with people, like feeding those homeless people on Christmas Day, rescuing stray cats. So when I was in Sri Lanka last week, I had all these people in the hotel feeding these little cats, and I was trying to get the hotel to go on feeding them when I'd left. So experiences and investing. So if you have money, I'm not an expert in investing, but go on YouTube. There's so many free tutorials and find out how can I make my money make money? What can I invest in? How can I compound it? Because and Emma Greed's book is very good. She came from nothing at all, single parent, mum, didn't even have heating. And she's very good at what to do in your 20s, 30s, and 40s, again, to offer value and then to invest. Go on YouTube. There'll be a million tutorials on how to invest safely. You've got to be very careful with investing. But there are some things like bonds that are always okay. But you can find a lot of advice on where to invest, and I really recommend you do that. I had a friend who, I used to be a dance teacher in the 80s, and in the 80s we were told that AIDS was going to just finish people off. And one of my friends immediately invested in Durex and became so wealthy because she realized, well, if AIDS is just happening in the 80s and you got to have safe sex, I'm going to invest in condoms. And she did, and she became a multimillionaire. It's a very clever thing to think about, what do I need to invest in? Not everyone can think like that. But I know someone else, a single mother, who just used to go to charity shops and buy stuff, and then she'd resell it as vintage. So just going from secondhand stuff to vintage to pre-loved, and she sells still on vintage, and she does really well. So the old ways are so different now. People make money on makeup tutorials, they make money selling stuff, they make money selling ringtones. So they make money going online and wishing people a happy birthday in a celebrity's accent. But I would get some really good advice on safe investments. I'm not a risky investor, but there are safe investments too. What's the next question, Elise?
Okay, Marissa, a few people have asked this as well. What are the 12 modules? So shall I just talk
Oh,
everybody
yes,
through them all?
please, if you
Yeah,
wouldn't
so
mind.
absolutely. So the 12 modules are unlock the secrets of the mind, building unshakable self-worth, embracing unstoppable confidence, mastering the secrets of success, elevating your healthy living, nurturing your body, cultivating meaningful relationships, attracting and maintaining a loving relationship, enhancing vibrant intimacy, upgrading your money mindset, activating abundance, and discovering and living your purpose. So it really does cover absolutely everything, because I think quite a lot on these programs, they sort of focus on one area, but Marissa is really going to help you upgrade every area of your life. So that's absolutely amazing. So Marissa, a few more questions for you. Um, Question here. After dealing with what I thought were all my blocks and identity theft, I feel now sunk in a hole again. How do I come out of this? And would this program help?
It would help because, again, one of the rules of the mind is the mind learns by repetition. So you never would go to the gym and say, hey, I did some sit-ups, where's my flat stomach? We know that we have to repeat it. Just some press-ups, where's my defined arms? So the process of repetition over 12 weeks, and we give you audios to listen to and workbooks to work on, just to recode your brain in the same way that if you have a faulty computer, someone will come in and put in new hardware and it becomes all shiny and perfect and fast again. And your brain is very similar. We need to upgrade your software, your own internal hardware. And over 12 weeks of repetition and audios and things like today, I was giving you a certain few things to do. It's not work. It's just replacing the word hard with unfamiliar. They're replacing the word want with require. We give you things to do every week that are small, and yet they have a massive, massive impact. In fact, I was speaking in Corfu earlier this year, and somebody wrote to me and said, you know, I heard you speak. I went home. I stopped saying want. I said require. Somebody owed me money for 5 years and I require it back. Within a week, he sent me a check. I didn't even call him. It's just using that word requiring was changing how I vibrated, my frequency. And he obviously felt some kind of obligation and sent it back. So we're going to give you things every week that seem easy, but are out of all proportion to the powerful effect they can have on you. What you think, what you feel, what you do, what you believe, these things all matter. By the way, people keep saying to me, what is your book? Whether it's Your Mind, Your Rules has a lot of information on money blocks. It will really help you, but Upgrade Your Life will change you. You know, people think change is hard, change is long. You can change for the rest of your life in 20 minutes if you know how. Someone just said, actually, this was worth it for the last 1 minute. That whole scarcity habits has really woken me up to how much stuff I have, you know, in my drawers, in my cupboard. Even I've got CDs and no CD player. I've got DVDs and no DVD player. I've got old videos and no video player. And I'm just going to get rid of the whole lot. So I love that. Again, this is value. Sometimes one thing can change your life, one statement, one message, one thing, one hack that you can do that can change your life. So over 12 weeks, you will get so many life-changing hacks. Expect to be a different person. Like Elise is telling me she had MS and now she's a different person. I was a girl least likely to exceed. I have way more money than my brother and sister put together. They wouldn't mind me saying that. They went to private school. They had an advantage I didn't have. But I have much more than they have in financial terms. They wouldn't mind me telling you that because it's true. Plus, I'm not averse to sharing it. I like helping out people. I think, you know, the more you have, the more you give, the more you get back, the more you have to give. So you have to really believe. And this over 12 weeks, we do all the work for you. They say, oh, I don't know how to do that or think that. You turn up and we do it for you. Turn up with all your issues. After 12 weeks, you won't have them. You won't be the same person, because the mind doesn't go backwards, it will only go forwards. But you've got to understand that the only change that works is when you change your neural pathways. If you do logical stuff, it doesn't work. You've got to change your neural pathways. That's why I had you say things and I had you state them, affirm them, put your hand on your heart and notice how you were feeling. Because I'm really all about recoding the brain, wiring things straight into your brain, changing neural pathways, because that's the only therapy that lasts. And every week we're doing stuff to rewire those neural pathways forever, not just for that week, but for the rest of your life.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Marissa. Quite a few people have been asking for me to just repeat the price. I know there's a lot of chat with people going, I think it was this, I think it was that. So just to say, this is just a very, very special price for our pioneers. So we're calling you'll be the first people that take part in this 12-week program. So we're calling you our pioneers. So until the 23rd of August, purely for you guys who've joined the webinar today, the investment is $2,997. So that's a huge saving of 40% because it'll normally then go up to, after the 23rd, it will go up to 4,997. So it really is an amazing investment because you're getting that time with Marissa. You're tackling every single area of your life. You're doing coaching with Marissa. You're doing RTT with Marissa as well. So it really is just a fantastic. Marissa's never worked like this before. She's done programs where every sort of month she's come in and done a session, and the rest of it's kind of been modules, online learning. But this is just completely different. It's having that time weekly with Marissa. So you're actually kind of like you're working really intensively over that 12-week period to get you the results that you want. So like I say, payment plans are available. I know a few people have kind of said, oh, can I spread the cost? Yes, you can. Payment plans are available. Spaces are limited. I know you're like, yeah, whatever. But trust me, spaces are limited because, like I say, we did start the program yesterday. We've already got a lot of people into that program who are already enjoying all the amazing perks of having access to all of the online modules, access to Marissa's all access pass. Marissa AI, I am enough, as well as having that time with her as well. So if you're feeling like, oh, hang on a minute, no, have I missed out? No, you haven't, because you will get that replay and you'll get access to the modules. So you haven't missed anything, but now is the time to join. So book your QR code, book your call using the QR code on screen now. Speak to our amazing team because they will answer all of your questions. They will talk you through all of the payment plans that we have available. And yes, we want you to join because the next session I think is a week on Wednesday. I think it's Catherine in the background there that we've got one a week on Wednesday, so you don't want to miss out on that. So jump on board. This really is Marissa's most amazing flagship program. She spent years putting this together. It's been an absolute labor of love for her, and she wants you to experience it. So if you really enjoyed that little taster of transformation today, jump on board now. So Marissa, we've got lots of other questions as well, and a few people again had asked this. I can see like recurring comments, so I'm trying to grab them while I can. Someone was asking about what the time commitment is each week, like how much time would you have to spend each week to get the most from the program?
So it's 90 minutes over 12 weeks. And of course, if you ever miss a week, some people say, no, in Australia, the timing doesn't work. We will send you every week. So for instance, if you join today, we will send you the first recording that happened. Just so you don't miss anything because after 12 weeks, we repeat it. But it doesn't matter if you have to miss a week because it's all recorded. But it's 12 weeks. It's 90 minutes a week for 12 weeks. It's usually every Wednesday at I think it's something like 8 p.m. UK time, 10 a.m. in the morning, possibly LA time. I'm not quite sure of the exact timings, but it's 90 minutes once a week for 12 weeks. All it is that 90 minutes will change your entire life. And if for whatever reason you can't make it live for some of the time, you will get sent a recording of every module. We'd love you to turn up live. I want to work with you. I want to help you. I want to answer your questions live. But some people will say, no, I had to miss 1 week, or I could only come at the end for the Q&A. I just came on at the beginning. So again, 90 weeks for 12 weeks to change your entire life, to change your money blocks, your love blocks, your health blocks, your success blocks, your relationship blocks. It isn't just your partnership, it's your relationships with your family, your friends, your health, having a healthy body. It's everything you could possibly want and more. We're going to fix all your blocks because you can have it all. You can even have it all the time. Just got to know how. I know how. I know it'll be my honor and my delight to have you know how too. People will look at you and go, wow, look at you. You've got everything. And you become an inspiration, a role model for others who go, wow, I just want to be like you, which is a wonderful thing.
I've just saw a comment there about I can't scan the QR code because I'm on my phone, which is, yeah, I understand that completely. So in the chat now, the lovely team behind the scenes have just dropped the link as well. So you can just click the link if you can't scan the QR code. So yes, the link is in the chat, and I think the team are just regularly popping it in there. So yes, you should be able to just click that and book your call now. So there's loads of questions. I'm trying to sort of sift my way through them. Somebody's kind of commented, I don't feel good enough. I feel worthless. I don't have lots of energy, but I want to turn this around. How can I start to do that? And how would this program help me?
I'm going to show you my little ladder of looping thoughts to help you. So you think a thought, and the thought you think creates a feeling, and the feeling creates an action with a thought. So tell me the thought that lady just gave you again, Elise. What was the thought?
So it was, I don't feel good enough and I feel worthless.
So I don't feel good enough as a thought. When you think that thought, of course you feel worthless, you feel blocked, you feel stuck, you feel sad, you feel angry, you feel unhappy. And the feelings create a behavior, which is, well, what's the point? Or I'm just going to stay in bed, or they create no action. And then you justify it with a thought. Nothing works. So nothing works makes me feel sad, blocked, annoyed, angry, defeated. How I behave is I don't do anything, or I really act out because I've thought a thought, nothing works. But if you flip that to I can make anything work, it's up to me. I have agency over what happens. If you think a different thought, you feel a different feeling, you act a different way, and you justify it with a thought. So if you go, I'm not enough, I can't find money, I don't know where it's coming from, how would you feel? Well, you'd feel defeated, you'd feel frustrated, you'd feel helpless, hopeless. And what action could you take if you believe I can't find money? Nothing at all, because of the belief. But if you believe, hey, I'm going to manifest tremendous wealth. People before me have done it. People have come from nothing and manifested wealth. Now I feel brave. I feel motivated. I feel ready to take action. I'm going to take some action. I'm going to learn some YouTube stuff. I'm going to learn some stuff. I'm going to do what other people have done because I'm enough and I'm worth it. So you've got to remember that thoughts come first. It's no good trying to change the behavior or the feeling. You've got to change the thought. I'm a person of value. I'm attracting wealth. I know how to do it. I'm creating wealth. Other people benefit. The more I have, the more they benefit. You have to believe it, create it, manifest it, and then it will become true. But so start with your thoughts. They are everything. And what happens when you stop thinking a thought? Well, it doesn't exist. If you stop thinking a negative thought, it's not there. So I hope that helps you. Do you have another question for me, Elise?
Yeah, Marissa, we've got lots of new people watching today who aren't familiar with your work. So could you tell them a little bit more about these three RTT sessions that they also get as part of the 12 weeks and what
Well,
RTT actually
yeah,
is and does?
RTT means rapid transformation therapy. It's an extraordinary therapy that's based on finding the pattern, understanding the pattern, changing the pattern, all in one session. In one session, we find the pattern that's been getting in your own way, that stopped you finding love or success or health or wealth, you name it. We get the brain to understand it. Then we renegotiate with the brain. We repattern the brain. We get it to let go. Some people say, I've never been good with confrontation. I've never been able to leave food. That's not true. There isn't a baby in the world that can't leave food or says, don't look at me. So we go back and find out, when did this begin? Why is the brain kept it? And then we get the brain to, it's called neuroplasticity. The brain will reshape itself when you give it new thoughts, new evidence. And it's really powerful. It's extraordinary to watch. I've had people with OCD, deep depression, and been fixed in an hour. In fact, in my last book, Tell Yourself a Better Life, I talk about a girl called Carrie at OCD, a guy called Ryan who was an alcoholic, a girl called Louisa who literally wanted to kill herself, and all of them in one session changed dramatically and powerfully. And you're going to witness that, and you may be one of the people we pick for it, because people are writing in every week explaining why they'd like a session, and it could be you. But when I was doing the live coaching yesterday and last week, and last week was just a demonstration. Yesterday I was working with a girl who believed it wasn't safe to be seen. And when I was actually working with a whole audience, saying, okay, as I ask her these questions, I want you to answer them too. I want you to imagine that I'm coaching you. And then after we'd asked certain questions and we're getting her brain to change, I was having the audience, we were doing this thing called installing a cheerleader and shutting down the critic. And I had the whole audience join in downloading this cheerleader, having it believe in you. Last week, we had the whole audience join in as we did something called Upgrade the Child, where you go back and claim that child and install them into a different world where they have everything they need. So even though I'm coaching one person, it's actually working with a whole. Someone said, I didn't get picked last week. I was really upset. But then actually I turned up and I felt like I had been picked, because while you were fixing her, you actually fixed me. I realized how much I related to her issue and how everything you said was somehow relevant to me. So although I didn't get picked, I kind of did. And I completely changed from watching someone else's session, because we actually all have the same problems. We all have the same wants. We all need to feel loved. We all need to feel safe. We need to be loved, accepted. But the brain really needs to be safe. The brain is hardwired to find connection, avoid rejection. We live in a world where we're finding rejection and avoiding connection. It's so terribly sad. But RTT can override all of that. Just like when you have a computer that's faulty and someone upgrades it, we need to upgrade this. And that's exactly what's going to happen, which is why it's called upgrade your life, upgrade your relationships, your career, your money, your body, your health, your happiness, your joy, your peace, everything.
Amazing. And as Marissa mentioned there, while you're going to be in a group working with Marissa, every week she is going to select someone to do live coaching with as well. So you can apply to be one of those people. But like Marissa says, even if you're not one of those people who gets picked, you are getting that benefit because, as Marissa mentioned, everybody has the same issues ultimately at the heart, at the core. And that's where RTT works so powerfully well. On the other end of the spectrum, Marissa, we've also got quite a few of our RTT therapists in the chat today who are saying, could this help me as well? Just personally, but also could this help me as part of my client work?
Well, definitely, because you're seeing again that we all have the same problems. You're seeing a solution. We know it's okay to go to talk therapy and talk, but people want a solution. They want to be fixed. They have one question. Hey, can you get me out of pain now? And the answer should be yes, absolutely. Give me 20 minutes and I'll get you out of pain. And I've always been known for fixing people from the stage in 5 minutes, in 20 minutes. People say, wow, even a doctor said to me, I heard you talk and I learned more in 20 minutes about human beings than I learned in all my time in medical school, because that was all about, of course, what's wrong with the body. But 80% of people turning up at the doctors have actually not diseased organs, they have diseased thinking, which is actually fantastic news. You can change a diseased thought like that. A diseased organ needs antibiotics, a transplant, a transfusion. And so it's really interesting for the RTT therapist to come on here and see how quickly you can change someone. And I've always trained therapists. This is the first time ever that I'm not training therapists. I'm taking the public and fixing them from whatever they need fixing. And when you watch that as a therapist, you think, you know what, I can do that too, because of course you can. I'm showing you what to do. People say, I'm really good at what I do. But what I do is easy to be good at because it's a formula that I created over 40 years that you can replicate. In the same way, if Jamie Oliver said, hey, here's a recipe, you can do it. And if you followed it, you can. And so my formula, my RTT, can be replicated. And I'm really glad all my therapists are on here. And I'd love you to come and watch this and join it, because it can help you so much change your life and then change other people's lives. Because when you change other people's lives, of course, you can't really do that without changing your own on such a powerful level.
Exactly. And if you have booked your call, I would love you to pop into the chat, booked my call, because I'd love to give you a shout out as well, because I know a lot of people have said I've just not managed to keep up with the chat. So if you have booked your call, pop it into the chat and myself and Marissa will give you a big shout out. But we've got a few more questions, and I know, Marissa, you need to leave sharp at 4:30 today. So I just want to power forward. Book my call, book my call. It's all going really quickly now. So thank you to everybody who's booking their call. Sorry, I've just missed that because it's just gone. Olivia, done my call. Eleanor booked my call. Leslie Ann, I'm booked for tomorrow. So brilliant. So yes, get your call now. We don't want the slots to run out. I've just checked behind the scenes and the team have released more slots. So there's still a chance to book your call. So scan the QR code now, book that call. The team will answer every questions you've got. Yes, there are payment plans as well. A few people have kind of asked or have said, I'd love to do this, but I haven't got the lump sum payment. We've got payment plans. Our team will talk you through it all. Well done, Joanna. She's booked her call. So yes, great to see, because we'd love you to all jump on board. So a few more questions. Booking now. Well done, Camilla. Proud of you. You're going to absolutely love this, I promise you. So a few more questions before Marissa has to go. And maybe this is one for me, actually, Marissa. My energy was always used for other people's goals, never my own. And the only way I could get permission to rest was to get sick. How do I break that pattern now? So I'd love to just share my story, because I could have written that myself, Marissa, couldn't I?
Please do, but also just one thing to interrupt you with is there is a 14-day money back guarantee. We legally have to give that with selling online, but even if we didn't, we're telling you here that you can join. And if it isn't for you, you have a 14-day, no questions asked money back, because you really have nothing to lose except your old habits and limiting beliefs and negative programming. So 14-day money back guarantee. We have payment plans. We just want you to live your best life on your terms, which Elise is doing now. So tell them your story. If you can condense it, that would be amazing. But please
Yeah,
do.
no. So absolutely. So that just resonated with me because I was exactly the same. I was basically working a corporate job very unhappily, working, easily 70-hour weeks just to please other people ultimately and to help them achieve their goals. I was getting very little out of it but at the end of the day, it fueled my sense of purpose and self-worth if I was helping other people, if I was doing a good job. I was always the perfectionist child who wanted to impress people, massive people pleaser. But ultimately, it led to me being massively, massively burnt out. I was working in a horrible, toxic work environment. And to cut a very, very long story short, I was struggling with overwhelming anxiety, which coupled with the stress over the space of about 5 years, after the birth of my son, my body just collapsed. And I started to have lots of really strange symptoms until eventually, 2 years later, I was actually diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. So I ignored my body for such a long time that eventually my body made me listen because it was telling me to slow down with the anxiety I was experiencing, and I didn't. I just kept pushing through. So eventually my body said, "Do you know what? I'm just going to stop you then if you're not going to listen to me." So I learned that lesson the hard way. But actually, it was Marissa that turned me. Marissa is the reason why I'm here today, ultimately. Because if you'd seen me 10 years ago, there's no way in the world I would be here presenting a webinar, speaking to you today, being an RTT therapist. Because at that time, I was very ill with lots of symptoms, had lots of cognitive issues, issues with nerve pain. My neurologist said to me recently, hang on a minute, because I can see, here's your MRI scan here with lesion 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on your brain, 7, 8, 9 on your spinal cord. How are you so well? And I said, because Mauritius showed me and taught me that I can choose to be well. And so I choose to be well. And actually, that journey started with me binging everything that Marissa did on YouTube, but then signing up for her I Am Enough course. And even doing the I Am Enough course gave me a sense of purpose again, started to rebuild my confidence and self-esteem, which I realized was shot from years of unmet needs in childhood, working in horrible work environments. And it really changed the way that I started to think about myself. So when I did go on then to do some RTT sessions afterwards to tackle anxiety, to tackle multiple sclerosis, I got myself well. And it was a journey, but it's taken me to where I am now, and I'm so very, very grateful for it. And I can see that there's lots of people struggling with nervous system exhaustion, struggling with health conditions, struggling with anxiety, and then developing health conditions. And trust me, there is light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like sometimes I preach the word, because if you'd seen me 10 years ago, I was a shadow of the person that I am now. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be able to lift my head off the pillow to get here. I wouldn't have any energy whatsoever because I had crippling fatigue. I also wouldn't be able to speak like this. I mean, I'm speaking to you now just raw. I couldn't do that before because I had horrendous brain fog, which meant that I would be talking and I'd suddenly completely lose my chain of thought and be like, "Oh, I don't know." And it was really embarrassing and horrible. But actually, building my self-worth with I Am Enough was that first step. Doing RTT was that next step. And I am now, I'm working as an RTT therapist now. I work with Marissa. I am absolutely leading my life path. And it all started with one decision, and that was to join a Marissa Peer program. So, yes, that's why I'm here today. I'm not a salesperson. I am here to just share my tale because Marissa's transformed my life, and I want her to help you transform your life as well. So, yes, scan that QR code, jump on board. It's time. I've seen quite a few people in the chat being like, I really want that change, but I don't know how to get that change. Well, Marissa's going to help you with that. She's going to help guide you with the RTT sessions, with the coaching. You're going to have that 12-week group work with her. Like I say, and she is going to choose people as well to do individual sessions with on those calls. So yes, it is the most amazing program Marissa has ever experienced, ever put together, and that you will ever experience. So jump back on board. So I just thought I would share that because sometimes I think I come into these calls as like the host, but I'm actually here as an ambassador for Marissa and the amazing work that she does, and the fact that I'm here because of her. Otherwise, I'd still probably be in that horrible place. I dread to think where I would be, but I'm not. And actually, just before we came on, I was saying that last night I felt like I had a bit of a headache, and I was like, no, my body is a wellness making machine because Marissa showed me how to speak with my mind, the rules of my mind, and now I know how to work with my mind instead of working against it. So, more questions though. Enough about me, more
Can I
questions.
just read out something from Fernando? He
Yeah,
said,
sure.
Marissa, I watched you do an RTT session on YouTube regarding money blocks. And thanks to that session, which I just watched by chance, I cleared a whole brick of a block against money and wealth. So he just watched me working with someone else. I don't think that video is still up there. It was a live session I was doing. But when you watch these things in a group, even if you're not picked, it will still have a powerful effect on you. Secondly, people are saying, is this Canadian dollars or euros? It's US dollars, but the fee is US dollars, just to make that very clear. So what's your next question for me, Elise?
Okay, a few more questions around money, Marissa. I loaned a big amount of money to a friend, but that friend has blocked me now and hasn't paid me back. It's been a few years. How can I get that back? It's an interesting question,
There's a
actually.
really weird thing called middle of the night programming. It's a very odd thing that the FBI use. I'm going to tell you what to do. Wherever this person is in the world, if they're in your own town, you have to sit up in bed at 2 a.m. and talk to them. And what you say is, not, I want the money. You say, you have a great need to pay me back. You feel guilty. It's weighing on you. You want to pay me back. And you say it over and over and over again for about 2 weeks. You've got to wake up at 2 a.m. unless you're lucky they're in another country. But it's not what you want. It's what they want. You have to say, you want to pay me back. You're feeling guilty. You can't get past it, and you have an overwhelming urge to pay me back. You can Google what middle of the night programming is, but obviously they blocked you. So rather than you coming at it from, I want the money, you have to make them believe, because you're getting on their brainwave and they're getting, they really want to pay you back. And I was doing it with someone who told me that her husband hated her, ex-husband, and was horrible to her. So I made her sit up and say to him, you love our kids so much that you've decided to be nice to me. You love our kids and I made them, and you've decided that you're going to be my friend. I said, the weirdest thing is he picked them up that weekend, came back with cards and gifts for me. And he was horrible. And he suddenly said, the girl, I thought I'd get the girls to buy some little gifts. She's been a different person. But she told him, you want to be friends with me because of the deep love you have for our children. Not, I need you to be kind or nice. You want it. So it's a very powerful thing. I've done it a few times. It's been extraordinary. But you got to do it the right way. So you might need to Google middle of the night programming to understand it. You have to use it for good, but this is your money, and the person who's not returning probably does have some guilt. They blocked you because they can't deal with your messages. So keep saying to them, you want to repay me, you need to repay me, you have an overwhelming desire to repay me. And then add, and I require you, not I want, I require you to repay me and get rid of all the guilt. And they probably will.
Amazing. Question here. At the end of the 12 weeks, what results can I expect?
You can expect to be free of all your blocks. If you have wealth blocks, love blocks, if your relationships aren't working, if you have health blocks, if you're eating badly, not exercising, don't love your body, if you're plagued with headaches or irritable bowel or anything like that, you can expect to have better physical health, better mental health, sleep better, function better, feel better, and get rid of every issue, whether that's your relationships, your career, how you're progressing, how much money you earn, whatever you think is a block, wherever you feel you're stuck, upgrade your life or overcome it for you permanently and powerfully. It's really an amazing thing because it does everything from the inside out.
Thanks, Marissa. So yes, book your call, scan the QR code, jump on board, join Upgrade Your Life. Like I say, you'll get the replay from yesterday's session, and then you're going to get the rest of the sessions with Marissa. You're going to get access to all the modules. Just as a reminder as well, you're going to get access to I Am Enough. You're going to get access to the All Access Pass, Marissa's whole audio and meditation library. So you're getting so much for this investment, and it's going to be one of the best investments you've ever made. Trust me, it was the best investment I ever made in my life doing I Am Enough all those years ago. So yes, jump on board, scan the QR code, speak to our amazing team. I know a few of you are kind of like, I really want to do this. In fact, it wasn't, I really want to do this, Marissa. It was, I've seen a few people going, I require and deserve a place on Upgrade Your Life. So jump on board, speak to our team. They'll talk you through everything. I'll answer any extra questions that we might not get around to today. There are payment plans available, like I say, and spaces are limited. Like I say, Marissa likes to keep these groups pretty intimate. So once those spaces are gone, they're gone. And once that comes to the 23rd of August, this special price of $2,997 US dollars is going to be gone. So then it will go up to the full price, which is $4,997. So if you want to secure your place, now has never been a better time because you're going to get that huge saving of 40%. So I know you have to go very soon, Marissa. Just a couple more questions if you're able to. Otherwise, I will pick up a couple more questions after you leave. Got a question here. I'm trying to build a business and I need new clients, but I don't like to or want to chase. How would this program help me with that?
Well, you probably saw the title of my book, Your Mind, Your Rules. Could you hold it up, Elise? Because I don't know where mine's gone. I had one in here. One of the rules of the mind is it can't hold conflicting beliefs. It can't hold conflicting thoughts. And last week we had a girl on our course who'd had 2 books published by a major publisher but could not promote them because of this weird religious belief that was installed into her when she was very young that you mustn't draw attention to yourself. So we often have a conflicting belief, and the conflicting belief goes like this. I want success, but your life's never your own. I want money, but you never know who your friends are. So here's something to do for all of you. Don't say I want success, but you're going to say I require success and. So again, I require success and I'm going to find a career where I can be a great family person too. I require love and I'm going to find someone who has amazing partnership skills, who loves me forever, and we build a beautiful relationship. I want a great body, but I can't live without pizza. I require a great body and I can have pizza once a week and it's not such a thing anyway. So when you have these conflicting beliefs, I want it, but I need it, but I'd like that, but the but is making you drive your brain in 2 ways. The brain cannot deal with conflicting beliefs. They cancel each other out. I want a flat stomach, but I couldn't live without cake, and I hate working out becomes I require a flat stomach. I can have cake occasionally. I love working out. I love having a stomach I can bounce the ball off, if that's what you want. But these conflicting beliefs, these conflicting thoughts, one of the rules of the brain is it can't move forwards when your beliefs are conflicting. So it divides into 2, or it just stays stuck. Your brain wants to move forwards. It always wants to expand and not contract. But conflicting beliefs, I want a baby, but your life's not your own. I want to be pregnant, but I'm terrified of giving birth. These become blocking thoughts. They put up a huge barrier. I want money, but I don't know how to make it. I want money, but I've never come from money. I want love, but my dad didn't even want me. So how could that ever work out? You have to learn how to dialogue with your brain so you don't have blocking thoughts. You don't have conflicting thoughts, conflicting beliefs. Because every day your psychology talks to your biology. And when you learn how to make that work, which I'm going to teach you in the course, you won't have blocking thoughts. Your potential will expand and expand and expand. And when you move to a new dimension, you never go back to those blocking thoughts or limiting beliefs ever.
Another question here. How can I not break on those bad days and not give up on the positive mindset that I mainly have, but I struggle when life throws me a curveball?
Well, the mind learns by repetition. And what we're doing on this course is changing how you tick and then wiring in the change. We're going to be giving you free recordings, free downloads, some workbooks, which are not really work at all. We're going to give you some material to wire in, fire in, and code in those changes. You might have heard that expression, neurons that wire together, fire together, or is it neurons that fire together, wire together? The brain is made up of neuroplasticity, and when you change it and you keep that change, your life will be amazing. So it isn't just what to do, it's what to do in a way that makes these changes powerful and permanent and pervasive. So we might give you some audio recordings, we'll give you some things to write or say or state or affirm in this workbook, because we're not just changing you, we're ensuring that the change lasts forever. It's not enough to change. You've got to keep the change. So keeping the change is very important. Wiring it into you is super important.
Great. Another comment here. I had money when I was with my dad, but now with my husband, he's very frugal and tight with money. What do I do?
Well, you probably need to work on his limiting beliefs. Where has that come from? Probably as a child, they had a belief there wasn't enough. We haven't got enough. I'm worried about it running out. I need to save things for lean times. It's why so many people overeat, because the brain is actually terrified of hunger. 500 years ago, the biggest killer was not disease or war, it was famine. So our brain is still really scared of hunger because it thinks it will kill us. That's why when we're so hungry, we'll eat anything to make that hunger go away. We have a very primitive brain. We think we're so modern, but our brain isn't. And these scarcity beliefs, these worries about money that make us hoard or hold on or have scarcity beliefs, something you can overcome. You know, again, you have a modern body, but your brain really hasn't caught up. It's still very fearful of rejection and scarcity and not having enough. But I promise you, we look at all of that and we change it.
And Andrea's just said, just a lovely comment there in the chat, Marissa. Thank you for reminding me that I am worthy. And that's ultimately at the heart of everything you do, Marissa, isn't it? Reminding people that they're enough.
Yeah, of course you're enough. Everyone's enough. I mean, look at this little cat. This little cat was dumped on the street, which is amazing because she's a Russian blue. I think she's a Russian blue, or British short hair. But she knows she's enough. She comes and sleeps on me. She wakes me up when she wants to be fed. And she wakes me up at night to let her in, let her out, because she has no concept that she's not enough. And the same thing with a little puppy or any kind of animal or any kind of baby. We are born with a belief, I'm enough. And the question is, where did it go? So I'm going to ask you a question to write out. What would you have to believe about yourself to know you're enough? What would you have to believe about you to know you're enough? And the opposite of that, what would you have to believe about you to know that you're not enough? Because everything has an opposite. You know, the opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. The opposite of death is birth. And the opposite of not enough is enoughness. So if your thought was a coin and you could flip it, you'll always find the other side of it. What's the opposite of what you believe? And it's a very good question. What would I have to believe about myself to never have love, to never have money, to not have a healthy body? What would I have to believe to have love, to have wealth, to have a great career? What would I have to believe? And it will often come back to, I'm worth it, I deserve it. Maybe some things you have to do. If you ask yourself that question, you'll get the right answer.
Okay. A couple more comments here. Marissa, I was in the mining industry and made lots of money. I helped both my daughters to purchase a house. Now I want to start my own business as I'm in my legacy years, but it feels scary. However, I know I will go forward with my plan, but how might this program help me as well?
Well, your brain is hardwired to resist fear. You know, we can all stand on a plank of wood. I could stand on this table without a second thought. But if this table was a ledge thousands of feet up there, there's no way I could stand on it because my brain would say, this is scary. So the brain is very risk averse and it's looking for what's scary, which is why so many people are scared of flying, but not the taxi drive to the airport. They're scared of small places, forgetting that when you're in the womb, and you're in a small place or a little tiny baby in the crib where you can't actually move, you're the happiest you've ever been. So you have to start to signal to the brain, this is safe. I'm safe to let someone love me. I'm safe to go on a date. I'm safe to invest. I'm safe to ask for promotion. I'm safe to ask for bail. I'm safe to do this. So you have to start signaling to your brain, I'm safe. At the moment, you're saying, I'm a little scared of starting again. I'm scared of risking the money. You know, the only risk in life is to never take the risk, but of course you need calculated risks. But because your brain, from the minute you're born, it does not care if you're happy, it cares if you're alive. Your brain wants you to be alive. And how do you stay alive? Well, you assess, is this safe? So when you get a 2-year-old kid, they go, I don't want that. What they're saying is, I don't know. At exactly the age a kid could wander on the prairie and pick their own berries, or anything they don't already know, because that's how they stayed safe. When you go to the top of a mountain and look down and your stomach goes, what are you doing here? Get away from the edge, you fool. It's because it wants you to be safe. So you've got to start signaling to your brain, I'm safe. I've had a successful business. Of course I can have another one. I have a template for love. Of course I can love again. I'm safe to do this, go there. I'm safe to let people love me. I'm safe to walk through the world as myself. But this evidence-based brain, the more you say I'm safe, the more you go, oh, this is a risk. This could go wrong. I could be rejected. I could lose everything. Now it's getting evidence that you're not safe. And when we look at how we behave, we can see all these fears. I mean, how do you cross the city street? You tell yourself, I'm safe to cross. How do you get in a car, but not a plane? Because you have faith, because you tell yourself, oh, I'm safe, I'm a good driver, I feel safe. So this feeling safe is a state of mind, but you have to learn how to signal. I know people who can't get into lifts, can't get into elevators, can't get on an escalator, can't do so many things because they think they're not safe. But when you can signal to this, I'm safe, your life becomes extraordinary. You still have to be careful. I mean, I wouldn't walk through London late at night. I lock my door. I put on a seatbelt when I drive. So I do things to enhance my safety, but I also feel like someone said to me, you worried about the world? No, I feel very safe. And I think the world is going to change in a very good way very soon. And even if that's not true, it's a good thing to think better thoughts, because again, your thoughts create your feelings create your actions. So when you think that you're safe and you signal it to yourself a lot, your life becomes easier, so much more enjoyable.
I think that's really key, Marissa, isn't it? Creating that sense of self, self safety within
Yeah.
yourself, because we have for the last few years, we've just lived in this state of absolute perma-crisis. And I know
Yeah,
that's one of the reasons you've developed this program, isn't it? To help
sure.
people.
Because so many people, one of the things the brain likes is certainty. Certainty is safety. And we live in a world of huge uncertainty, wars, famine, economic crisis. It's alarming, but in a world of uncertainty, you have to create islands of certainty, little rituals, so you still feel safe. I mean, I'm in Dubai, I'm about to fly, and I just got an alert on my phone. You probably heard it saying, get away from the windows. But I feel very safe. I think, no, it's safe here. They would never let those flights take off. Funny enough, last time I was in Dubai, I was flying to London and my flight took off at 2 a.m. And I was here during the crisis. I'm not going to take any night flights. Tomorrow I'm flying to Norway at 8 a.m. I'm not going to take any night. But then they had a ceasefire. Oh, this is great. There's a ceasefire. Marvelous. Booked a flight to London. I was sitting on the plane. It was going down the runway that very minute. The newspapers downloaded onto my phone. And the first thing it said was the ceasefire's off. The war is on. I'm like, oh. I wouldn't actually be on this plane at 2 a.m. I just feel safer in the day. That's something I'm signaling to my brain. I thought, okay, so what am I going to do? I mean, I can't stop the plane. It's halfway down the runway. And what's that going to do? And now I can look out of the window and see if I can see a missile. I have, you know what? Why don't I just put myself to sleep? There's nothing I can do except go to sleep. So I put myself to sleep. When I woke up, we were just about to land in London and I felt fine. Because even when you think you have no choice, you always have a choice. What do I feel about this? What can I do about it? Can I do anything about it? And in that, so the only thing was to go into a deep sleep, because looking out the window and worrying was not going to do me any good. So when you think you have no choice, you actually do have a choice. You can choose how to feel about anything. And the great thing about being, you can choose again and again and keep choosing until you get it right. And saying, I'm choosing, like I said, I'm choosing to not eat refined sugar, but I'm also choosing to feel great about it. If you say, I'm choosing not to eat, but I miss it, I love cake and cookies and ice cream. If I said, no, I'm choosing to say no to refined sugar. I can still eat sugar, but I don't eat the refined stuff very often. You learn how to signal to your brain in a way that makes your life. Is no vegan says, well, I'm choosing not to eat meat and I miss it so much. Oh my God, I walk around going, I miss bacon, I miss sausages, I miss McDonald's, I miss roast chicken. They don't. They go, I couldn't eat an animal ever. So how you signal to your brain is how you succeed at living your life on your terms or not. And upgrade your life is really about how are you going to signal better stuff to your brain so you have a better life. And you'll find it's an amazing thing.
Amazing. So just as a quick reminder, this is your opportunity. If this is resonating with you, if everything Marissa is saying makes absolute sense to you, and you're like, yes, I want this change, I'm ready for this change, this is your opportunity to join the founding class of Upgrade Your Life. So you'll be among the very first people in the world, well, the very first people in the world to experience the new flagship program. And obviously, today we're doing that for that very, very, very special price of $2,997. That's only until the end of this week, only until the 23rd of August. Otherwise, after that, the price will go up to the normal price, which is $4,997. So get in today and have that saving of 40%. You're going to get that time with Marissa, group work over 12 weeks with her. It's just such an amazing product. Marissa, I know, has poured her heart and her soul and spent many years developing this because she wanted it to just be a distillation of everything that she's done over the last 40 years. And it really is one of the most powerful, powerful programs I've ever seen. So scan the QR code, speak to the team. They will talk you through everything that you need to know about the program. They will answer all your burning questions. They will talk you through any payment plans, all of the payment plans that we have on offer. So it really is one of the most, the best. I mean, obviously I'm biased, but I've done Marissa's programs before, and this is just amazing because I've done other programs from other people as well, but this just blows everything else out of the water because you are getting the RTT work with Marissa. You are getting the coaching with Marissa. So it really is the most amazing program ever. So don't miss out. Like I say, the spaces are limited as well. And I know a lot of you are booking calls, so the spaces are even more limited now. So book a call with the team, speak to them. Payment plans are available. Like I say, spaces are going because I'm watching you saying, I booked my call, I booked my call, I booked my call, but I didn't want to interrupt Marissa. So well done to everybody who's booked your call. Keep popping it into the chat because I will shout you out. Marissa, you're getting so much love in the chat as you always do.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's so lovely. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I feel I
Now
have the
I've got
best job in the world.
I know we have like overrun now, Marissa, but do you have time for a few more questions
Of
before you
course.
go?
Yeah, I
Okay,
do. I
great.
do.
Okay, there was so much trauma associated with poverty in my childhood, ill health, bullying, very little food, always being hungry, stress and anxiety from one of my parents, coupled with shame and guilt. Can I really let all of this go 5 decades later?
Yeah, they always say it takes one person to break this intergenerational trauma. If you look at people like Oprah Winfrey, Tony Robbins, Wayne Dyer, Louise Hay, they all came from extreme poverty. They came from not just money poverty, but love poverty. They had nothing at all, and yet many of them. And there's a footballer in England called Marcus Rashford who was always hungry. Created this great program to help kids have free school dinners. So a lot of people who came from nothing actually used that. Tony Robbins is the most amazing guy. Wayne Dyer was an extraordinary guy. Eminem said, I was so angry about the injustice of my life, I put it into rap, and it made me very successful and very, very happy too. So it's never where you've come from, it's where you're going. Some of the most amazing people came from nothing at all. I love self-made people. They created wealth, they created success, they created stuff, and they also shared it with other people. So it doesn't matter where you've come from. I came from a little village. I could never have imagined my life living in LA. I was speaking to 19,000 people at a summit in Germany called Greater. I've spoken to 5,000 people on stage, 19,000 people, or maybe just 20 people. But the life I have now, I wouldn't have recognized it as that young kid who was insecure and felt like a freak. I mean, I felt so different. So I didn't, we're wired to find connection, avoid rejection. I was wired to find rejection and avoid connection. But my life is entirely different. But that's entirely because I understood over time, being a unique therapist, what caused my clients the greatest pain and how quickly to get them out of it. And so I did that on myself, I did it for them, and now I'm going to do it for you. And it's a wonderful thing to realize that there's no floor, there's no ceiling, there's no limits except in here. The limits are all in here. And we have to break those limits and realize that there's so many people who've come from nothing, come from misfortune, come from tremendous adversity, and yet they've made their lives extraordinary. I was on stage in Estonia last week with this amazing guy called Nick, his second name, and he's got one arm, no other arm, no other legs. And he is the most amazing guy. He's got a girlfriend, he's always on stage. He's made his life a masterpiece in spite of adversity. He didn't come from wealth. He wasn't given a healthy body. But there are so many inspirational people that have come from adversity, and you're probably one of them. But you can make that your superpower. Instead of being the bad thing that happened, you can make it your superpower. And I really hope you do.
Amazing. And that's exactly what I did. I made overcoming a chronic health condition my superpower because then I transformed it into retraining to be an RTT therapist. And now I help other people with chronic health conditions get well too and feel like it's the best job in the whole world. So I always feel like the universe sends you little signs, throws you a curveball every now and again, but there's always something to learn from it. So it really is. And I think even just having that understanding of why things come into your life, Marissa, really gives you the power to set yourself free from it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. You know, we always have this belief that being beautiful makes you happy, being wealthy makes you happy, having a great body. But I see people all the time. I see billionaires living on yachts, supermodels, and they're not happy because what makes you really happy is to like yourself, to believe in yourself, to find your gift, perfect your gift, and share that gift with the whole world. So if being beautiful made you happy, then why have we got all these unhappy people who are stunning? Why look at Whitney Houston, look at Heath Ledger, couldn't be more beautiful than that beautiful, beautiful man. Look at George Michael. I remember going to dinner at his house years ago, and he didn't get out of bed. He had a dinner party. We all went, it was lovely. But he never joined us because he was so unhappy, so racked with insecurity. So it comes from in here, this feeling of I'm worth it, I deserve it. It doesn't really come from out there. And we can all have it, no matter where we come from and no matter who we are, we can all have that. And it would be my greatest joy to help you have it and keep it.
Great stuff. So yes, if this is speaking to you, if you're like, yes, this is my time, I'm ready for that change. I know there's lots of people saying I need change. You can have that change. Change doesn't have to take years. That's why Marissa developed RTT, because she saw so many clients coming to her who spent years in talk therapy and it just wasn't working. So you can be part of this. You can be part of Upgrade Your Life. Imagine yourself 12 weeks from now. And honestly, the transformation that you're going to be experiencing is just going to be immense. Marissa, I know we're going over. I just got one more question for you
Okay.
before I just kind of do a little bit of a summary at the end. But I just thought this was a question on relationships actually, and we haven't touched on that today. So I'm 42 years old and I have a great career as a doctor, but I can't have a loving relationship. I did so much inner work and spiritual things, but I still can't find a man with whom I want to get married and have children with. How would it be possible to dissolve those love blocks and have love with a partner and a family in my life? Interesting wording that I emphasized there, Marissa. I
You
can't
know,
have a
yeah,
loving
and doctors are
relationship.
very good at giving. They really give, not really so good at receiving. When I had to have some surgery and I had cancer, I remember my doctor, I think I was admitted to hospital at 8 in the morning, and she actually did my surgery at 11 at night. And in the morning, she said, "How are you?" I said, "How are you? I mean, God, you were working for 12 hours." Because, yeah, I know, I do 16-hour shifts. I was thinking, gosh, that's a really hard thing, doing surgery at 11 p.m. She said, "I was never going to let you down. I promised I would do it." But I was really aware of how much she gave. And so many doctors give so much, but they're not really good at receiving, because they're in that profession where they give. It's a calling. For many nurses, it is an absolute calling, which means they feel a great need to do it because they give what they don't have. And so many people who become therapists and carers give what they do not have, and they give so much because it's a thing like, well, the world isn't fair, but I'll give what I haven't got and then I'll be okay. But in fact, they give so much and they don't receive. However, you're 42, that's nothing at all. I got married when I was 50. So you have to really decide again that you're worthy of love. The only thing you have to do to find love is to really code into your very psyche this thing. I am worthy of love. I'm lovable. And what I require requires me. What I want, what I'm moving towards love. And you have to believe it over and over and over again that you are deeply lovable, that you're so lovable, you couldn't be more lovable. And once you can wire that in, only will you find love, love will find you. But you've also got to look at how much you give as a doctor, how much you're available to your patients, how much of yourself you give. And it's okay to give as long as you receive. You see, if I look at this cup, Every day, let me put it in, I give to my daughter, I give to my grandchildren, I give to my husband, I give to my clients, I give to my cats, I give a lot, but they fill me up. My daughter fills me up, my grandchildren fill me up, my clients fill me up, my husband fills me up, my little cats fill me up. So I give and receive. My cup is empty and full. The more it's filled, the more I give, the more it gets filled up by the people I give to. But if you're just giving and giving and giving until your cup is empty, that's not good. So you got to really think of the giving part of you being open to receive. Tell yourself you're worthy of love. You're so lovable. You couldn't be more lovable. Say it, state it, affirm it, and believe that just as you are finding love, it's finding you. My gran used to say, every pan has a lid. A life without love, well, that's like food without salt. And our grandmothers are always right. And she was right. Every pan has a lid. You're someone's lid. Someone is your pan. You got to believe that you're going to make someone's life amazing by having you in it. Really think about that. And on the course, we're going to teach you how to visualize, how to do three things really well. Visualize the love you want. Minimize negative self-talk, maximize positive. So if you can do those three things really well, you will have love, you will have everything, but you've got to do those three things specifically in a particular way. And I'd love to explain now, but I've got a flight at 7 in the morning. I haven't even packed yet. And it's nearly 8 o'clock here. So I'm going to have to go soon. But if you come onto the course, we're going to have a whole module, a whole one of the weeks all about finding love, growing in love, finding and maintaining a relationship. It isn't just about finding, it's about keeping it forever. For people who want it, and people who've got an existing relationship, how to make that incredible and amazing and nurturing. Because love is where you go, of course, to give and receive. If you just give love, that doesn't work. And if you just receive it, it's where you give and receive. You know, love is the most amazing. Waking up to someone who's always got your back, having someone who loves you. We're also going to work on your relationship with your siblings, your friends, your colleagues, your co-workers, your family. So I really want you to find love, especially because you give so much. But that might be part of the problem. And I hope you join the course because I would love to fix it for you.
Big shout out to Yash and Jacqueline, who've just confirmed that they have booked their call, Marissa. So they will be jumping on board with you soon. Jade has asked about if I opt for the installment plan, is that covered by the 40% discount? Yes. So you'll still get that discount if you opt for a payment plan. So like I say, book your call. All the team will answer you all of those questions. But yes, if you're on this webinar today, you're going to get that very special offer of 2,997. Like I say, ends on the 23rd, or if we sell out of spaces, it will end earlier than that. But the 23rd is the absolute cutoff. So if you want to join, become like a pioneer, the founding class of Marissa's Upgrade Your Life, jump on board now, scan the QR code, speak to our team. Marissa, before you fly away, literally, any final words for anyone who's just maybe sitting on the fence and being like, oh, I want to do this, but I need that extra nudge? Any final words?
Well, we do give you a 14-day money back guarantee. That means you can turn up for 2 full sessions and see what it shifts and moves in you. And you really have nothing to lose because of that 14-day money back guarantee. You know, again, value. This is one of the best things you'll ever. People say to me all the time, this is the best money I ever spent because you changed my life. And if you want to change your life, if you want to have everything, if you want to have it all the time, I would say this course is the thing that will give it to you. So you have nothing to lose except your limiting beliefs and negative programming. You have everything to gain: love, health, joy, success, being happy, loving your life. If you don't have a feeling of I'm enough and I'm worth it, doesn't matter what you have. It doesn't matter what you have, because if you haven't got that, nothing else really matters. But you can have that. You can acquire it, you can install it, you can claim it, and you can keep it forever. And it will be my honor and my joy to show you how. So thanks for tuning in. Love you lots. And I really hope you join our program because we'd love to help you have it all the time, and know that you're worth it too.
Amazing. Safe travels, Marissa. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Before everybody leaves as well, I'm just going to do a quick roundup of what the 12 weeks covers, because I've seen that a couple of other people might have missed that earlier. So I'm just going to talk you through the 12 modules once more. So they are: unlock the secrets of the mind, build unshakable self-worth, embrace unstoppable confidence, master the secrets of success, elevate your healthy living, nurture your body, cultivate meaningful relationships, attract and maintain a loving relationship, enhance vibrant intimacy, upgrading your money mindset, activating abundance, and discover and living your purpose. So it really does cover every area of your life, which is why Marissa's called it Upgrade Your Life. So if this is speaking to you, if this is resonating with you today, jump on board. Like I say, if you heard my story earlier, my first step into Marissa was binge watching everything on YouTube and then doing her I Am Enough program. And that completely changed my life because it led me to RTT, led me to career change. It led me to be well and happy again. And now I'm living my absolute best life. So I can't recommend Marissa's programs enough. And remember, this is your chance to join the founding class as well. So you're going to be the very first people in the whole world to experience Marissa's new flagship program, which she has poured her heart, her soul, and her experience into. So thank you so much. So jump on board today. I keep saying jump on board. That's been my key phrase today, but jump on board today because this is going to be such an amazing 12 weeks for you. Then with the 9 coaching sessions, the 3 RTT sessions, and all the extras that you get from Marissa as well. Those payment plans are available. Yes, you still get that 40% discount. So I want you to just imagine now, I want you to fast forward 12 weeks and finally realize that you've done all this work with Marissa and that you've actually upgraded your life in every area. You punched down all of those barriers and those blocks that have been holding you back. Maybe you've been saying that, yes, I can't attract a loving relationship or I can't make money. Marissa's going to move you away from that into abundance, into loving relationships. She's going to show you how to rewire, recode your mind to get what you want, because we should all be out there in life thriving instead of just surviving. So if it resonated at all with you today and you'd like to explore more about Upgrade Your Life, this could be part of your next chapter. That's what this free call is for. So scan the QR code, speak to our life advisors. It's just a conversation about Upgrade Your Life. They'll answer all your questions. They will talk you through all the payment plans they have. Trust me, from someone who is not a salesperson at all, but joins these calls because I'm so passionate about all the work Marissa's done, because she's transformed my life and I want her to help you transform your life as well. So scan that QR code. Don't leave the call because we're actually going to roll a video in just a moment with tales, because my story is not unusual. It's really not unusual. Marissa has an army of therapists and people who've done her programs and read her books, and she's transformed their lives. And it's time for you to transform your life too. You deserve that change. You're enough, you're worthy, and the time is now. So we're going to roll the video, but thank you to everybody for all your lovely comments. I'm going to save the chat because Marissa just loves to go through afterwards and read all the questions. If your questions haven't been answered, best thing you can do is just scan that QR code and speak to the team. So thank you all for joining me today. Thank you for sticking with us. I know we overrun, but appreciate you all, and thank you to everybody. And we look forward to welcoming you to Upgrade Your Life. Take care, everybody. Speak to you all again soon. Bye-bye. Bye.
This is 2 weeks after I recorded with Marissa, and I want to tell you the results. I've not touched sugar, and I've also, more importantly, not had any sugar cravings whatsoever. So I can confirm that Marissa's hypnosis worked.
This has changed my marriage, my physical health, my mental health. And I've been on a personal development journey for years now, about 25 years. And you learn so many things, but something isn't quite clicking until you meet Marissa Peer.
I found so much strength, so much inner power, and so much love for myself that I didn't think I had. So thank you, Marissa. It is still changing my life. I need to continue to.
Just finding out all the ways I can give myself the things that I thought I needed from other people. It was so empowering and so liberating. And just imagining my own younger self, that I can hold her and give her all that love, caused like a profound, liberating, healing, wonderful effect in me.
I had given up on everything and thought I had to live with a life of misery and just had learned to cope. And then I saw a video with Marissa on YouTube, and for the first time there was this little sparkle of hope that told me maybe this is the solution. Transformation, there's no other word.
I've got all of Marissa's books. I've trained with Marissa. Marissa is my guru. She's my mentor. She's an extraordinary woman.
You probably know I met Anna when I was doing a show called Super Size, Super Skinny. She was the host and she was trying out every kind of thing to work. And she thought, I'll come along and do that ridiculous hypnosis. It's going to be absolute rubbish.
4 hours later I came out, I was like, not entirely sure what just happened. So I know this method works. It absolutely works. Thank you very much, Marissa. It's been a privilege and a pleasure always.
Actually realising that I'm enough and that my work is enough has been the biggest change. One of the lines that really stuck with me, I think, expect everything and you'll probably get it. So I asked for a pay rise and I got it. I've been contacting publishers and I finally got one interested.
Really got me in focus to achieve what it is I want to achieve. It's fantastic. I've had nothing but positive results so far.
After 40 years of my life, it is the only thing that has enabled me to step into myself, and it absolutely works.
I want to acknowledge you, Marissa, for teaching in such a way that is simple.
Simple.
Because I think a lot of people overcomplicate their feelings, the pain, the traumas, their story, and they feel like there's no way out. But by you simplifying things and creating a structure and a process that makes it okay for people to let go of these things that they're holding on to, you're helping heal so many people. So I want to acknowledge you for the work you're doing, the impact you're making, and the human that you are.
I managed to go to the root cause of the underlying belief that I had, and I managed to reframe it and reinstall new, better beliefs. And now I have excellent focus. I feel extremely confident. I feel like everything I want in life is available for me. And it's just, if I set my mind to do something, I will succeed.
It was truly transformational. I've never experienced anything quite like it, and I don't think I ever will again.
After doing our sessions, my life changed in the best way ever. This new ability to express myself was a game changer. It was just like a golden key to take me to the next level.
I am connected to my kids. It's brought tremendous healing into my life.
Nobody could have told me how incredibly powerful it was if I hadn't felt it for myself. I feel so much happier.
The profound shift. It was ridiculous. I felt in tune with myself. It's like someone just put the light on and I could see things again. It helped me with relationships, with business, funny enough. It just literally healed small parts, big parts, everything, from the root upwards to the flowers.
Every day I look in the mirror and I go, I am a wellness making machine.
Such a powerful thing.
That's thanks to you. I have literally, I feel it, and I can almost feel my body just going, yup, like you are, because we're on fire today.
I have more focus about what I'm going to do now in my life, whereas before I didn't know what I was going to do, because I just accept more the person I am.
I did try other things on it, but I mean, Marissa is Marissa, she's the best. It has made a before and after in my life. Just having the technique, like to know how the mind works, it's a game changer in itself.
The teachings are really very, very great and insightful. They led me to the simple conclusion that, well, I am more than enough as I am, and I'm worthy of being loved as I am. I don't have to fulfill any other conditions in order to be able to be loved. The Marisa Peer Group and this beautiful community, well, that's really something that is really special.
The only method that goes into the root cause, the reason why, and gets rid of it.
Understanding under hypnosis is just totally empowering, and that is when you really make changes that are permanent.
And I feel like light like a feather and feeling so amazing about myself. And it's an absolutely different me. I'm not the same person. I was so afraid of facing people, mic and camera. Look at me.
Life-changing for me. Marissa has taught me a lot. She supported me, and she's honestly one of a kind.
I'm reborn. That's the trait, and I feel that I'm starting my life again now at 44.
The first time I looked at Marissa, from the first video, she had me hooked. She's given me my life back.
Where I was and how I felt about myself for so long to how I feel about myself is worlds apart. It really is night to day, and I'm forever grateful.
The thing that I can say is that I feel a sense of freedom. I feel like everything is right within my reach. I feel like there is nothing that can stop me. I can do everything because I know with 100% certainty that I am enough.
Know that your mind is extremely powerful, and if you use it in the right way, it can help you achieve anything you want. Believe in yourself.
I am enough. I'm enough. I'm enough.
I am enough.
I'm enough.
I'm enough.
I'm enough. I am enough. I'm enough. Hi. I'm enough. I'm enough. I am enough.
The words that follow I am follow you. I am magnificent. I am awesome. I am extraordinary. I am a force for good in this world. I am magnetically lovable because you are.
Being able to shape someone, help them and change their life, there is nothing like it. I just love it as much today as the day I started.